why black people are targeted in the work industry. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. And if you don't like what you see, just go drink a cup of coffee. So, what is the reason why black people are being targeted in the work industry? And what do I mean by that? In the work industry, if you look at the 80s and 90s, for example, in certain businesses, they were paying out between $30 and $35 an hour. These businesses, like the construction industry from the late 80s and the early 90s, were paying $35 to $40 an hour. When black people started becoming involved in construction, they lowered the pay grades to between $25 and $30 an hour. Now let's go to trucking. Trucking in the 80s and 90s, when there were mostly white people into it, they were paying, after the expense, first of all, the diesel prices were extremely low. Truckers who own their own trucks in that generation, between the 80s and 90s, were walking away with $45,000 to $5,000 a week, right? Some were walking away with more than that, and I'm talking about the box trucks, and I'm talking about after expenses, not before expenses. So you're walking away with $4,500, between $4,000 and $5,000 a week in this generation, but the expenses is bringing you all the way down to $1,000 or $900 a week. It's ridiculous, right? And so this is when black people started getting involved in trucking. They lowered the rate per mile and they raised the fuel prices, right? Another field that I would say where was lower, now the education programs. When there were majority of white teachers, the payment rate for teachers with the 80s and 90s and some of the 70s, they were getting the same pay rate today, right? When black people got involved, they kept the pay rate between, well, some teachers I'm hearing, they're telling me $19 an hour. Some teachers are telling me $25. But back in the day, when you look at the employment of the teachers and what they were paid, $30 an hour, $25 an hour, right? And as a teacher, you should be at $30, $35 an hour or more. And this is because without you, there is no America, right? Because you have to learn how to do everything to grow in America. Literally, you have to learn how to do everything. You learn this by going to school. So if you want to be a computer technician, well, you have to go to a teacher for that. If you want to be a doctor, you got to go to the teacher for that. You got to learn these things. So teachers shouldn't be getting, in this generation, teachers shouldn't be getting under $45 an hour. That's the minimum a teacher should be getting paid. And our government has the money to pay it. So when we have black people, they say black on black crime is terrible and all of this other BS. But then when black people start getting on their grind level and they start becoming a part of the music industry where they're getting robbed like crazy, the trucking industry where they're getting robbed like crazy, the education industry, they're getting robbed like crazy, and the construction industry where they get robbed like crazy, right? Then it's like slavery does still exist then. Because if you are going to lower the pay grades in industries that black people is a part of, then it's pretty much the same thing. Because now you're raising taxes and you're lowering the pay grade in the industry. It's pretty much, the definition of slavery is to work for free. So that's what you're pretty much doing when you raise these rates. For example, diesel is at $4.29 a gallon. And this is what presidents don't look at. Right? I don't understand how these people become presidents. You understand? And like I said, I did a video. If you go through my channel, me as president, I'm really thinking about running for president because these people don't know what the hell they're doing. Medical field, what the hell are we paying out of pocket for medical for when it's already in the tax system? Why am I paying Medicare, health, I'm paying taxes in medical just to turn around and pay out of pocket? What sense does that make? And I don't understand why none of these presidents were able to eliminate out-of-pocket costs completely. If you get sick or whatever, you go to the doctor, you get fixed, and you go right back home. It's already paid for because it's taxed. So, I don't, like I said, this is, and a lot of these things are happening because black people are growing. We're not, the black people from Martin Luther King era is not the same black people in this generation. The black people in this generation are more educated. They're more intelligent. They're more involved in business. They're more involved in high-paid employment. And so because of this, what white people of power is doing, and when I say white people of power, these are the same white people of patriots who's fighting against the white people of power. So, for example, if you look at what they're doing to Trump, these are not regular white people. These are white people of power doing this to Donald Trump. Those are the same people that's targeting black people. It's not white people. It's white people of power. And so when the response, to be honest, getting the proper president is a good response. But the best response really is for the whole country of patriots to stop working. The absolute best response is for the truckers to stop driving. Because the moment truckers stop driving, there's no Walmart, there is no Target, there's no Dollar General, there's no Family Dollar, there's no GameStop. Okay, there's no Amazon, there's no FedEx or USPS or UPS or DHL, all right? None of these companies, there's none of that, right? So that means that the hunger rate is gonna go through the roof, right? Meaning the starvation rate. Nobody bills are gonna get paid because even if you have the money to pay your bills, if trucking was to stop, how's it gonna get paid, right? They got to come to your house and do what they need to do. How that's going to happen? Without no equipment that's not being delivered. So to fix this problem, everybody as a whole would have to literally stop working. And everything would go back to normal. Literally. If the entire country was to say, fuck work, I'm not going to work today. And everybody in the country stop working. They have no choice but to give the proper pay grades. Because to keep it 100, America is a dominant country, but it becomes not dominant when you have poor people in the streets asking for money. That should never happen, right? When you have different classes of pay grades, we have low-income people, middle class, high. What the fuck is that? Everybody's supposed to be on one class in America, and that's high class or business class. What the fuck you mean you got low? How do you have? It just shit doesn't make sense. So it is never going to get fixed if people believe that we just need the proper president. No. The whole country needs to stop. And truckers have the power to stop a lot of this shit, really, because everything is ran by trucks. Right? So the trucking industry needs to go at a complete strike where nobody in the trucking industry is going to do shit. No trucks are moving. Fuck that. I don't care about none of this shit. You understand what I'm saying? If every trucker thinks about that, we're all going to choose a day where not a single fuck, we're going to choose a week. Forget a day. We're going to choose a week where nothing's going to operate. We're not going to run shit. Right? Truck is going to choose a week where everything's going to stop. And the moment truckers do that, I guarantee you the next day, the diesel prices are going to go down. to $1.75. The mileage per rate is going to go up to $3.50, and the expenses for the truck is going to go down to the maximum of $1,200 a month. That's all that needs to happen, okay? But until that happens, the country's going to still go through all of this. Like I said, we can get a good president. Trump was a good president. Obama was a good president. We can get good presidents, but it's useless because even if Obama's president, the presidential party is still controlled by white people of power. We get Trump as president, who was more targeted because he targeted white people of power. That's why I applaud Donald Trump. He actually had the balls to target the people who's targeting us. And Trump went at specifically the people who are keeping black people from growing. He didn't just go after white people of power. The people who Trump went after is the same people that's keeping black people from making it. And I'm not saying, I'm a part of MAGA. I'm not even saying I like Donald Trump, but I'm just telling you that the people he targeted were the same people that targets black people in America. And these are white people of power. So I will be voting Trump, right? And I wish this system was set up like Vladimir Putin's system in Russia, where you could keep a president in office as long as they get your vote, right? So I wish they do that here, because then we can continue to vote Trump or Biden. You understand? Both of them. Okay, we want Obama here this year. Okay, for this 4 years, we want Trump. They should keep the 4 and 8 year terms, but they should keep the 4 year terms. And every 4 years, you can choose to keep them in office regardless how long they've been here, or you can vote them out. They need that system here because this country is in need of Obama and Trump. That's the only two people that can run this country properly, right? And I'm not turning this into a political conversation, but what I'm saying is that this country is not going anywhere if we continue to see black people grow. Because the more black people grow, the more white people of power is going to tamper the system to lower the rates so that black people can't grow, right? And that's what we're going through right now. So I just want white people, patriots, versus white people of power. The patriotic white people needs to understand that the white people of power is targeting both cultures. White people who want everybody to make money, including blacks, is targeted by white people of power. There's two different forms of white people here. And these people happen to target black people as well. And so if like I said, if we're going to grow in America, the president is not where it started. The people is where it started. If we don't get Donald Trump in office, then nobody needs to work anymore. Business needs to completely stop. 100% stop. There should be no more businesses. Nothing needs to run. So I'm telling everybody, I'm encouraging everybody who watched this video, if Trump do not win the election, stop working. Nobody's going to work. Everybody's going to stay home and just laugh. You understand? Everybody, electric companies, everybody, all these big just stop working. Don't work anymore. It's the only reaction to getting the proper response to growing the economy. Because at the end of the day, these people of power are going to say, well, we can do whatever we want because they're still going to go to work and work 9 to 5. No, we're not. If Trump do not win, you don't have to go throw glass and burn down buildings. No, we got to do it. You don't even got to do a protest. Stop working. The whole country, just stop working. And if we stop working, I guarantee you, whoever wins, he's gonna disappear real quick, and Trump is gonna get right back in office. That's what has to happen. I don't care if it's 8 years. Well, Trump served his 8-year term. He can't do it again. Stop working. Trump gets another 4 years. I don't care if they get 8 years. Okay, Obama can't get no more years in office. He serves his term. Stop working. Stop working. All American citizens have to stop working, because if we all stop working, there is no taxes being paid. And the people, white people of power, make their money off the tax system. I just want you to understand that the tax system is controlled by white people of power. And if there's no tax money, there is no power. So stop working. That's the solution to the problems in America. 9/11 happened. Yeah, 9/11 was a crippling event, but 9/11 is not good enough to stop America's money growth. Because when 9/11 happened, America was already one of the richest countries. You understand what I'm saying? So the dollar, the USD currency is still number one of the biggest currencies. If 9/11 did that much damage to a country, then the dollar of that country should not still be worth should not still be one of the highest currencies internationally. So that's bullshit too. All right? A lot of shit is bullshit. So I'm going to speak on myself right now when it comes to work and business. I'm trying to get my business up and running. Penske, and they got a lot of different rental companies, but I'm going to specifically talk about Penske. Penske is charging me $1,800 a week to rent their trucks, right? And to me, that's crazy, because if you charging me $1,800 a week and then I gotta pay another $1,000 a week in fuel, that's already $3,800 in the pocket of white people of power. So that means that white people of power designed the rental companies to charge you a ridiculous amount, because they know that a majority of black people are in the trucking industry, just so that they can't make any money. That's crazy. And that's what the world is about. That's what America is doing. This is why America don't accept a lot of other countries as business, because they don't do that to their people. India don't do that to their people. China don't do that to their people. Russia don't do that to their people. Canada don't do that to their people. Places in Africa's continent such as Ghana, Nigeria, Ethiopia, and South Africa, they don't do that to their people. But America does that to their people, specifically black people. Like, it was a joke that Eddie Griffin said, and it was a joke, but it was a very realistic joke, and I liked it a lot. He says the good thing about Mexicans is that they can go to their country when they don't like how they treat it. Imagine if Africa was right next door, where we can just go into Africa if we didn't like the way we were treated. I tell you what, I'd be right there right now. I'd take my fucking $4,000, I'd go right to Africa, start my business there. There's no taxes in Nigeria or Ghana. They don't pay taxes there. So, you understand what I'm saying? Going there is a way better option than it is in America. So the tax system is slavery. Slavery still exists. They implemented it in the tax system and in the fuel system. So taxes and fuel is slavery. Okay, so when you say, oh, well, we came a long way, we're no longer in slavery, that's pure bullshit. We are still in slavery. We're going to always be in slavery as long as the tax system exists. And I like the tax system. I just don't like the tax system to take advantage of people who's trying to grow. And that's what the tax system is doing in this generation. It's taking advantage of people who's trying to grow. And that needs to change. So we want great presidents to remain in power. But we also want to be treated fairly. And a Minister Farrakhan came out and said that if you don't treat black people fairly, then we'll tear this city up until it is done. And I believe that we are one more Joe Biden away from two wars at the same time, a civil war and a world war. We're just one more Joe Biden away from it, because it's ridiculous. So I'm just making this video to bring awareness of the situation, to bring awareness of the economy, the economical failure that we have. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump or Joe Biden. This is about white people of power who is keeping a strong control over how much money black people can make. And it's affecting white people because if white patriots love black people and they want black people to be a part of their culture when it comes to employment and when it comes to business, and then when black people become a part of their culture, they raise prices through the roof. Now white people and black people got to pay for that. That's not fair at all. That's not fair at all. That's ridiculous. And that's what they're doing. So there has to be a stop to it. So my advice, again, if you want change, stop working. Don't go to work. And I'm talking about the entire Americans have to choose a day where they're not going to go to work and we're not working anymore until you bring the gas prices down. We're not working anymore until you bring mortgage prices down. We're not working anymore until you bring rental prices down. That's all you got to do. Stop working. Watch how fast they change things. So thank you for watching this video. I hope this brings awareness as to what white people of power is doing. And it's very important where we as black people need to stop just saying white people. White people is not the problem. We as black people love white people. We as black people can't stand white people of power. That's the problem. White people of power. These people are causing tremendous issues for white and black patriots of America, really in the world. But let's start with America, because that's where we'll focus on here. Okay? So we need somebody who can go toe-to-toe with white people of power, unscared, not scared at all, unfazed. And the only person that had the balls to do that was Donald Trump. That's the only man that had the money, that had the confidence, and that had the intelligence to go against these people. So I believe that Donald Trump should be protected. We have this Black Lives Matter group. And I don't really agree with Black Lives Matter, but I will say that Black Lives Matter is trying to usher in black privilege. I don't believe that anybody should just get privilege. I believe you should earn your privilege. White people, white patriots and black patriots, you earn your privilege by putting in the blood, sweat, and tears at work at your 9 to 5, by investing your money into a certification, by getting a higher career, and then by opening a business. And now the privilege comes with your children. And that's white and black privilege. The fact that your moms and dads were smart enough to open a bank account for you while you was a junior and decided to get into business or a good career. And this is what America needs. So that's real black and white privilege, is when your mom and dad did what they needed to do to put you in a financial situation so you don't got to go through anything. That is what is real white and black privilege, and that should be appreciated. So let's begin to fix the problems here. And I just want to bring awareness to everything. So thank you for taking the time to watch the full video. And for you watching the full video, there's a link in the video to a lot of the frequencies that you can tune into to become a better version of yourself. Or you can go to my playlist and look through my playlist. And you can also look at my other videos There are videos I made just to be funny. There are videos I made that were educational, that to bring awareness. So you can just go through it and look at all the other ones. If you like it, just like it, share it, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching the video, and always remember to stay on your grind.